What's up, guys? Tom here, back to do a contest response for Josh. I believe his channel name is ColdWaxMN, ColdWax Minnesota, I believe is what it is. Yeah, he's made some really cool videos. Go check out his channel if you haven't seen it yet. I know he's showed love to some great hip-hop, mainly the Rhymesayers label, Slug, Atmosphere, A$AP Rock, Brother Ali, all those guys. Which is definitely one of my favorite labels, so I figured, I know his channel's still kind of starting out. He's made quite a few videos, so I guess he's not really starting out anymore. He's had quite a few videos up, so, but definitely a really cool guy from the little bit we've conversated. So his contest was show, I think it was called Turned On and Turned Out, I want to say something like that. Show a record, or I guess a couple records, from someone in the VC that you weren't aware of the record before, but they just turned you on to it, basically. And you ended up really liking it, so. I have two here, and I guess I'm kind of going to pick one person, maybe two. We'll see how I'll just tell the story. So, the first record I picked here is, I know I've talked about this before, I didn't get this too long ago, is the Brooklyn Conservatory Faculty Jazz Ensemble, I'm sorry. Long name there. Album's called Bridging the Gap. So it's exactly what it is, a jazz record out of New York from the early 80s, I think. 83, I think this came out. And the person who turned me on to this was, originally, was Chris Cole, John Coltrane 68, as he used to go by. I don't think he doesn't make videos anymore on YouTube, unfortunately, but he does post Instagram and other places, so he's always putting me on to great music, and a lot of other people too. Really knowledgeable dude, really just genuine, nice guy. Yeah, I don't know, it's very sincere, honest. He definitely put me on to this one, and I ended up loving it. I guess he heard about the record from Van, say Secco Funk, but I didn't see Van's post on it. I saw Chris's, so that's why I kind of chose, I'm kind of going to choose Chris and Van, because Van always shows great stuff too. I know he's turned me on to stuff as well, I just can't think of something. So I'm saying this one came from Van and Chris, kind of, as inspiration. I'm sure I would have saw it through Van eventually, if not through Chris. So really ended up loving this one. I know it's out there. I've seen it pop up a few times for sale. I kind of got this cheap for some reason. I guess no one wanted to go after it that day. Seems to go for a bit more than I got it for now, but you can still get it. It's out there. Great jazz, spiritual jazz record, excuse me. Especially side 2 is amazing. Brooklyn Conservatory Faculty Jazz Ensemble, Bridging the Gap. And the second record here definitely came from Chris. He put me onto it. This one is called Piper of Dreams, from Carlo Vinci Jr. So this is basically a private press. I guess the best way to describe it is like a psych jazz record, maybe. But just really cool. I heard it a little bit. When I heard it, I knew I wanted to find it. It just sounded really cool, kind of unlike other stuff that I've heard before. Really nice mix of jazz and psych, like I said, and a bunch of other stuff too. So he plays a lot of instruments on here. He plays, except for on 2 tracks, he plays the soprano and tenor sax, electric and acoustic pianos, electric bass, guitar, alto and soprano recorders, drums and percussion, and then on 2 tracks somebody else plays drums. Gary Dates plays 2 drums on 2 tracks, but yeah, he does everything else the rest of the time. So just really great album. Highly recommend it. Not that easy to find. It's not an expensive album. When it does come up, I got this for $10, I think. 10, 12, something like that. Definitely under 15. Which doesn't come up too often, unfortunately. So it might be kind of rare. Really don't know. It seems like it is. I actually got the seal. I opened it. It was signed to someone named Tony, but yeah, really cool. Really great record. If you do come across it, I definitely recommend checking it out at the very least. But like I said, you can pick it up for pretty cheap. And really interesting music on here. So those were those 2 that I wanted to show. I'm sure I could have thought of more stuff. I've already looked through my collection, but when I watched your video for your contest, Josh, those two immediately came to mind, as well as Chris. Just excuse me, as well as Chris, just always showing great stuff to not just me, but helping out the whole VC, recommendations and stuff like that. So Van too, always showing killer stuff, both those guys. So shout outs. I know they're not making videos anymore, or right now I should say, not anymore. Might come back. Hopefully they do. If they don't, that's cool too. Definitely not for everyone. So gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, Josh, congrats on the subs contest. I'm not sure how many you have now. I'm sure it's got to be over 50 because during the original video you said you wanted to do 50 subs, or gonna wait for 50 subs. But glad you did it now. Really cool contest, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.